Alright, I hope everybody enjoyed themselves. Election's all over with now, so we can get back into the tattoo game. I've been out for a few days. Alright. What I'm using right here is a mask cartridge. I believe I'm using my Bishop wand. Of course, the Packer. I'm running lines in here really smooth with a 9-round liner. Just stretching the skin out, making sure I'm doing these lines clean, because with a tattoo like this with so many lines, one little mistake can make a whole difference. But then again, you know, if that happens, you can go in there and clean it up. What I normally do is I'll hold my breath in, slowly breathe out, and just follow the tempo, go with the tempo. As you see right here, I'm just hitting one line on the pedal, and I'm going on the other side, just going around. And you'll see me, I always switch from angle to angle, whatever it takes to make a clean tattoo. You know, if it's switching angles, getting out of your comfort zone. Yeah. Alright, so I'm just doing it basically over and over, just restarting my line work. And always make sure when you do a straight line that's going to be a long one, just make sure that you have your cartridge full of ink. Make sure you load that bad baby up, because you don't want to get stuck doing a clean line and then you run out of ink, because then you got to follow it again, and you have to be right on the line that you just passed through. For some people out there, that might be a challenge, but it's good to avoid those. See, I hit that little corner, and then, yeah. Working my line work, getting the small lines in, keeping track of how much ink flows in my cartridge. Every cartridge is different. Some have a good amount of ink that you can put in there, some don't, depending on how the cartridge is made. There's the little leaf. There you go. Whenever I start to do my little leaves, I'll go in, put the line work in there, and as I'm about to end it, I don't just stop, I feather it out, and then I do it on the other side of the leaf and continue it on. So that way when it feathers, it'll just end in a nice point. And you do it all over again. Same thing. Feather it out. There you go. Feather it out. Do the other side. There we go. Same thing. Feather it out. Something like this with a lot of lines, you always want to be careful because you don't want the stencil to fade on you. So as you see what I'm doing, I'm not really touching the stencil. I'm avoiding it, working my way around it. Especially being a lefty, I'm trying to knock out everything on my left side first, so that way my palm doesn't go on it. Stretch the skin out, hold your breath in, do that line, feather it out. Same thing right here. You can start on both ends. Just be real light when you put it in that corner and then bring it on in. Get some more ink. And do it all over again. There you go. You can either stop it right there or feather it. Since it has a little curve at the end, I like to feather it out. Nice and smooth. That way it don't end just like that. Like, you know, it's almost like a haircut. You know, when you do a chili bowl, you'll see the line. Or when you do a nice clean fade, you'll see the nice fade transition. Sort of like when you do a tattoo line, when you have that curve, you just fade it out. Do the same thing over again. And if your lines are a little lighter, you can just touch it up again, and you don't have to put too much pressure in there. Just slowly, you know, hit those light spots. You don't want to go outside of the line and make your lines thicker, because it is a feminine tattoo. So we want to do thin lines, not too thin, not too thick, just right. And there's times I'll do a tattoo like this using a 7-bug pen or even a 5-bug pen. And if I want to switch it up, I can do the lines and the leaves with a 3-bug pen or a standard 3. It don't matter, just as long as it's thin inside the leaves. But right now, I believe on this tattoo, I'm using the same needle, and that is the 9-round liner, of course, by Masked Cartridges. They are constantly upgrading their cartridges. The most recent one out is the Hyper Ink. Try those. Those are some bad boys. And I went from Quadron, the Bishop needles, Goliath needles, you know, so many different brands I can name. But those are good needles, but for the price, I'm going to stick with Mass. They got really, really good prices on their cartridges, and they're good quality. And you see I do it all over again. Kind of follow the line, work it in there, and feather it out. Oh yeah, and always put ointment on there. It'll help the ink go in nice and smooth. When I do that and I explain to people when they ask me, it's like a person that cuts ceramic floor tile. They have a machine, it's a saw that uses water to help cut it nice and clean. That's kind of like how it is whenever you're using ointment on a tattoo when you're doing your line work. This is how it is with tattooing. You know, the ointment is the water, you know, it just helps go in nice and smooth. I'm sure there's a better way of explaining it, but this is the way I can explain it for me to help you understand. And talking about the ointment, always make sure that you put it on before you do the tattoo. It does help get the ink a lot smoother in there. I just think it helps in general all around. So I'm doing the same thing on this tattoo, just working my lines, stretching the skin out, get my little flow going, and being consistent. And if you notice, I'm not wiping the skin too much because I want to keep the stencil on there good. I like to recommend my clients Aquaphor. That's a really good ointment to put on before you come in to get your tattoo, at least 2 hours before. It always helps soften the skin. With so many crazy lines going left, right, up, and down, it's important to keep the stencil on there. But as always, I have my iPad for reference in case anything happens. And look how great the stencil is holding on there. Make sure you get Proton Black Stencil Gel from Amazon for $25.99. The 8 ounce is what I bought, made by Dynamic. Check them out. Really good solution out right now. And another good tattoo stencil gel is called Stuck. You can look them up at one of your tattoo stores online. Very, very good. It holds that stencil on there good. That thing ain't going nowhere. Now this tattoo is mainly line work, but you can see a little bit of the stipple shading in there. Something for that. What you want to do is keep your voltage low and just in and out. Because if you're in that little spot trying to make a little dot perfect, you can have a blowout. So be aware of all those things. And you can see I'm doing the same thing over and over, just making sure my lines are consistent, clean, smooth, going with my little rhythm. Always hitting the little light spots. I'm not putting the needle in all the way, but I'm just tapping it in there, just smooth. I don't want to go outside of the line because I don't want to make that line thicker than what it already is. So I'm just in there, just barely hitting it. There's a leaf. You can see I'll stop like that instead of going because I'm not comfortable at my angle. Or it could be the ink. Maybe I needed more ink, but more than likely it's the angle. Sorry about this part, you can't see the tattoo. And I know you heard the little fart earlier on the little sample that I did. I'm a jokester. I like to joke around. I have a sense of humor, and I like to express it with my videos too. I'm not always serious, you know, just love to have fun. So on the leaves, you can see I'm not putting solid lines in there. I'm just feathering it, making it nice and smooth. I apologize about the machine in the way. It's hard to see what I'm doing. Okay, now we're doing a little shading. I still have my outliner out. I use it for the little small areas when I'm doing my shading, so I don't have to keep switching my cartridges. The needle that I'm using on this part is a 5 round liner bug pin. On a good note, I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys vibe out to this video. If you like it, please show me love, like, comment, and subscribe. I'm out of here. Deuces.
Tie down. Tie down. Tie down.